Okay, so I received this today. It's a Hot Wheels Big Belter and Matchmaker. What it is basically is a start line for a drag strip, and you have your tree here, and you pull this lever up, and the lights from the tree are supposed to come down, and then when it turns green, you shoot your car off. If you shoot the car off ahead of time, it'll turn red. So, just like a drag race. The problem with this was, though, I already took it out of the box and I already did a little bit of work to it. And I'll show you what I've done. But the problem here was that the tree didn't work and there's no batteries involved. So, there's probably rubber bands involved. And when there's rubber bands involved and it's something this old, basically the rubber bands dry up and it sometimes gets stuck, glued, or gunked up inside the mechanisms. So that's what we're dealing with here today. At the very worst, I'm going to take this apart and we'll see how this all works. And at the very best, maybe we can get it working again. So let's start, shall we? It's a pretty cool idea, back in the day, this cost, from what I can see here, if I'm not mistaken, $1.50, $1.60. I find that hard to believe, but anyways, that's the sticker that's on it anyways. Here's the side of the box. Here's the back of the box, how this is supposed to work. So this is the starting line setup that we have here in the box here. That's this. You shoot the cars, they go down the track, and then the little flag post determines the winner. And the cars shoot their, well, in this case, it's motorcycles that they have here. They shoot the little parachute at the end. So it's for your Hot Wheels and your rumblers. The motorcycles are the rumblers. So anyways, that's what we have. I mean, it's pretty cool. I dig the artwork, the vintage artwork. So let's see what we've got here. So, like I said, I've already taken the liberty of taking this apart or taking this out of the box. And let me show you where I stopped at before I decided to start filming. Okay, so here's the tree stickers that are already been taken out, but the tree did not come with the stickers. I'll show you how it came. Something definitely happened with the tree. And this is from 1970. So we'll need this if we need to. Well, I already know that we need to reproduce the stickers for the tree. So this will give us a nice pattern to start with. So we'll put that aside. Nothing else in the box there. Looks like we have, interesting. There's two sets of instruction. I didn't notice this when I was taking this out of the box. I didn't notice the instructions in there till just now. So there's two sets of instructions here. I like this. Safe driving rules. So, yeah, rubber bands power your Big Belter toy. Never use more than one rubber band to hook a launcher to its speed control knob. If you need to replace rubber bands, use size number 33, available at any stationery store. Well, that's cool. That they give you the rubber band size. Usually it's kind of hit and miss and you have to guess. So, shows you how to set up the track, shows you how to set up the rubber bands. Okay. So we'll take a look at this when we take it out, because I didn't take the bottom piece out of this set. Basically, there's a rubber band that goes between the launcher and the back of the launcher, and this knob turns the rubber band so it kind of sets its elasticity. It makes it tight. So you can make the rubber band as tight or as loose as you want, and that'll jettison the car out when you hit the starting line. So, or the starting button. So just from my own experience, if rubber bands on these things are way too tight, that car will go shooting off the track. If they were too soft, it won't get as much of a push. So you do have to have a little bit of experience in dialing this in just right to get the maximum push from your car without the car jumping the track. So that's pretty cool. So that's how it goes together. And here's the back page. Okay. Like I said, I haven't taken this piece out. Oh, okay. So this is the launcher. Needs a little bit of cleaning, but not bad. The stickers aren't bad. They're not peeling off or anything. A little tiny bit of bubbling, but not much. The stickers look good here. So that's cool. So you would pull this back and, oh, I see. So it doesn't take the stem off the rubber band in this case. So you pull this back, underneath a rubber band would go here, and then the rubber band curls around here. So there's the, is that what happens? I thought I saw these knobs that you could, here we go. So these knobs here on this side, basically you put the rubber band here, comes around here, it goes onto these knobs here. So I'll show you, I'll get rubber bands and I'll show you how this works. But if you tighten this knob and turn it, you'll notice it'll turn and it'll tighten the rubber band up. Okay, and the rubber band's pushed onto this. So basically what'll end up happening is you will pull this all the way back. It stretches the rubber band. This start has a little stem that sticks out of it. You push it down and that clicks into place basically. Okay, so meanwhile the rubber band's got a lot of tension on it. You can adjust the tension even more with this knob on the other end. And the tree will hit the lights coming down. As soon as the light turns green, you push this button, it pulls, you push this button, it pulls the stem down, which releases this with the tension of the rubber band, and then this shoots the car out. Pretty cool, considering it's all mechanical. Okay, and it's a race to the finish. So the tree goes in here. So let's take a look at the tree. So this is how I got the tree. The stickers are gone. There's a sticker on the top. The stickers are gone. So, and it didn't work. You pulled the top and there were no little colored lights or anything. And I know this is mechanical, there's no batteries or anything like that. So what I did is I basically took a very thin, I took the Dremel and I took a real thin cutting bit to this, because this is completely plastic welded on both sides. The only way you can get this off, at least from my experience, is to take a little thin diamond blade and just, you know, cut along the seam. And that's what I did. So that's how far I got before I decided I better make a video of this. So I cut both sides, the seam on both sides. That allowed me to take this off. And I found some interesting, cool things. So the reason that this wasn't working is because this piece here I want to keep this together. There's a little channel that this floats on. Is because this piece here, there's a sticker that I found in it that was all torn up and messed up. So the sticker is supposed to be on this thing. So when this thing, when you pull this up and this thing starts coming down, what happens is these little windows here display the color of the sticker. And as it comes down, it stays orange, and it comes down by gravity. Okay, and there's little channels on how it's coming down by gravity. So it doesn't come straight down. It takes its time coming down. There's this little stem here that goes inside this these little mazes. And so the stem kind of travels back and forth here, through these channels. So when it does that, it's basically giving you the colors of the lights as it's coming down. And when it reaches the bottom, the interesting thing is when it reaches the bottom, and I think it actually goes this way. When it reaches the bottom, it turns yellow and you launch the car. The cool thing is that if you launch your car too early, this little thing here kicks in and it allows this to drop further. And when it drops further past the yellow, the red is displayed. And that means you were disqualified because you left too early. So I thought that was pretty ingenious. The reason this stopped working is because the sticker came undone from this and it got jammed in there. And there's no way that you'd be able to fix this without taking this apart, because the sticker was loose and it jammed everything up. So that's what I did. So I cut this out, cut the back piece out, and we're going to just recreate the sticker and glue this thing back together again. We'll have to sand this down. So let me recreate these stickers. Now the stickers for the front, I'm going to see about if someone hasn't already reproduced them online, I'll see about taking a picture of this, or getting an image of this from a photograph, because I'm sure I can find a photograph of this online. There's also the box, but let me see if I can find a good one. I'll use this template here, which is the reverse of the stickers, to basically get the measurements that I'm going to need. I mean, I could do it myself, but this already does it for me since I have a stencil, so to speak, here. And I'll recreate the front stickers. I have this one for the inside. I'll scan this and recreate this. We'll put the stickers back. I'll sand this down flat and glue it back together with hot glue, so that way it's easy to take apart if this happens again. And yeah, we'll go from there. So pretty cool if you ask me. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and print the sticker. I already printed one sticker. I printed the sticker to the inside little color wheel, if you will. So I'll show you how that goes together in a second when we put this thing together. Now we're just going to cut these out. So we're going to put this on our scan and cut. And go to town on this. Okay, so we got the stickers cut. So let's put this puppy back together again. So this piece here goes this way. Like so. Okay, then this piece here, this little knot, this little stem at the top goes inside of the little valleys here. So this is going to be the bottom. So we want to line this up a little bit. Just move it all the way to the bottom. How's that? And that way we know that it'll line up. Okay, and then I'm going to take a rubber band to hold this together here on the bottom. And I'll do the same at the top here. I'll put a rubber band up there to hold that in place for the time being, because what we're going to do is we're going to glue the sides, and then after we glue the sides we're going to sand them down a little flush. So in the meantime, let's see how this works. So it works by gravity. This comes up, I'm pulling this up, and then when you let it go, you'll see the lights make their way down all the way to the yellow there. So try this one more time. So the cool thing is, if you started too early, which we'll do by pushing the right little metal one. Actually, we'll do the left since that's easier to see because of the lighting. What'll happen is as this goes down, see, it turned red. Why? Because I left too early. That's what pushing that little metal thing does. Red. Hey, you left too early. See how the other one is yellow? If I take my finger off that, then it's yellow. So, anyways, obviously this works now. You saw what the problem was, the sticker, the old sticker that was falling apart. So let's get this thing glued back together again, and then put the rest of the stickers on, and let's see what we got. We'll be right back. Okay, what I'm gonna do today is let's go ahead and glue the sides here together and get another rubber band. We'll glue it as best we can, and then we'll fill in a little bit of the gaps after we get this glued a little bit. I don't want to use super glue because I may want to take it apart again in the future for whatever reason, just in case. It'll be easier to take off if I use liquid cement for plastic models. That's what we're going to use to get this done. So you get another rubber band. Get another rubber band here. There we go. I want to make sure none of this glue seeps in, so I'm going to lay this kind of flat here. I'm not worried about losing some of the paint here because we're going to be sanding this down anyways. All right. So let's let that sit for a 24-hour period, and we'll come back to it and then we'll fill it. We'll fill it with a little bit of putty and then sand it down, and that should take care of that. So be back. All right, so we've let this dry overnight. The glue dry overnight. We can take these rubber bands off here. So this is how it works. Basically, lift that up. Gravity makes it go down. There we go. So I'm going to apply stickers on the front afterwards. So let's clean this up. Got to fill in these little gaps here, and then we'll sand it down. And maybe we'll paint it the same color or close to it, or maybe we'll put decals in. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But for now, I'm going to use this spot putty. And I'm going to go ahead and fill these gaps here. Okay. So we'll just do this side for now, and then once this dries and we sand this down, then we'll do the other side. All right. So stay tuned. Okay, so our next step here, I already sanded this down. Basically, I used some coarse sandpaper, some medium sandpaper, and then some fine sandpaper. Not completely perfect, but it's good enough. So the sides are smooth. So I'm basically going to tape up the front here, because there's going to be decals here anyways. I don't need to paint that. And I don't want to get anything on the lenses. So I'm just going to basically tape around, so I'll end up painting the sides and the back. And so the first thing I'm going to do is primer. So I'll tape it, put some primer, sand down the primer where I need to, make any fixes if they were really obnoxious, you know, in terms of maybe some of the gaps not being filled or something. But bottom line is primer. And then this is a pretty close blue. Just happen to have some of this already. So I'll paint it this color. So it'll be, the front will be kind of close, but since it's the front, you're not going to really notice it unless, you know, you're comparing it. So should be close enough. So got the tape here to mask it off. Got the primer, got the blue, and yeah. So I'll show this to you once it gets painted. I'm not going to bore you with the whole paint process. It's pretty simple. A couple of coats of primer, a couple of coats of blue, and you're done. All right, be right back. Okay, so I finished primering and painting it. So let's see how this turned out. Get some of this masking off. Okay, so didn't turn out too bad. Didn't fill in a whole lot of the gaps, but this is going to be used. I mean, wasn't made to be restored to full quality. You know, there's still some issues here on the side for where we burned some of the plastic when we were grinding this off. But nonetheless, you know, the color is just a little bit off, obviously. But it's still, you know, back together, and it's working like it should be, and it's presentable. So that being said, let's go ahead and put these decals on. Well, stickers, I should say. Let me make sure how we're going to lay this out. Okay. So I'm going to lay it out just like that so they line up. Okay, so that's one side. Let's get the other one now. Okay, that's the top part. Let's get these bottom two and we're done. Finished. So this is the way this works. You've seen this a few times already. Let gravity do its thing. If you launch too early, you get a red. So I think we're good to go. Let's put this on the track just to give it a whirl and call it a day. Saved from the garbage heap, if you will. So stay tuned and stay tuned and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so the way this was supposed to go here, basically, is for these guys, the launching pad, they're rubber band controlled. So basically put a rubber band here, like so. The rubber band's supposed to wrap around this thing. I don't think the rubber band's supposed to be this thick, but nonetheless. So you bring this down, the rubber band pops in the little latching mechanism there. Let's do the same thing for the other side. There's little notches here on the side for you to turn this and tighten it up. Okay, so basically from the other side, this comes back, latches onto there, because when you push the start button down, you can see that's gonna unlatch this rubber band mechanism here. And what I can do is tighten, turn for more speed. Well, what that does is it tightens the rubber band up, and that's how you get more speed. Okay. That rubber band's pretty tight there. I'm gonna try to make this a little even. Okay, so we put the cars here, and as soon as you hit the start button, it'll launch the car, like so. Okay, and then this guy here tells you when to launch, and what'll happen is if you launch too early, that little red light will go on. So let's get this in place. Okay, so that's how that goes. So basically, that's when you go. And if you went too early, we'll go too early here, one of these. The right hand lane will go too early. You see, there's the red. Yellow, because I didn't go, and red, because I went too early. That's pretty ingenious, if you ask me. Amazing. No batteries. And that's how we did it. And yeah, we still have the box. We still have a couple of, there's 2 sets of original instructions. That nice 80s, 70s, 80s, whatever looking color scheme. I think that's just pretty cool. So, well, I think that'll do it. You know, we saved this. It's not exactly perfect, but we saved it from the trash heap, and it lives to get to be played with another day. So, hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a little bit out of the mainstream of stuff I do, computers and robots and stuff, but I thought it'd be cool to try something different, at least keep something from being thrown away. So, hope you enjoyed. Like I said, live life to the fullest. You only live once. Enjoy. Peace out. So I want to show the ingenuity of this. So gravity feeds the this from going down. But what makes it go red instead of yellow? This little metal wire there being pushed in. I think I showed you that earlier in the video. If you push that little wire in, it goes red instead of yellow. So what causes that little wire to be pushed in? When this is mounted on here, you can see the launching pad has a tab. And if it was launched too early, that tab would push that metal wire in, and that's what would make it turn red if the colors weren't all the way down yet. So if you let it go after the thing reaches the bottom, it's yellow, and you let it go, it's already, the color wheel's already at the bottom, so it'll stay yellow. So the only way it'll turn red is if this thing pushes that wire before the color wheel gets to the bottom. So that's how it goes from yellow or from orange to red, and you're disqualified because you left too early. I thought that it was pretty cool, pretty ingenious how they did things back then. Like I said, no batteries required. Just a ton of fun. All right, let's put this to the test. Ha! Okay, let's do race number 2. Here we go.
You cheated.
Oh, you cheated. we both left too early. Look, what? They're both red. Oh. That means we left too early. Yeah, we both got disqualified. Okay, come on, one more rematch. Okay. Ha!
What?
Yes.
What? That's cool.